Hello, everybody, and welcome to Stello Stadium in Nashua. Today we are going to have a girls and boys doubleheader in lacrosse. 25-minute halves here in girls lacrosse. It is going to be a couple of unbeaten teams going at it. Nashua High South against Bishop Guertin, the Cardinals, on a sun-splashed Tuesday afternoon here in Nashua. There was a few wispy clouds in the sky. Tom was talking about no clouds yesterday for the baseball game that we had, but equally sunny today. So we'll see who comes out on top here. The designated home team is South, although I'm not quite sure what the ramifications are for the home and away. Should I start over, Tim? Okay, fine.
No, John, just pretend I'm not here. Don't worry about it.
Tim O'Neill. I couldn't hear myself either there for a while, so I wasn't sure if we were on.
Right, yep.
And here we are in the sunshine on a Tuesday, getting set for the start of a doubleheader. Girls lacrosse followed by boys. It's South versus Bishop Guertin.
This is the most interesting game to me of the week, John, and this is why. They're both unbeaten, okay? But Nashua South they all of a sudden have to take, they're going from freshman algebra up to calculus in one day.
Yeah.
They have had Keene, Central. We saw the Central game. We have seen them dominate teams, but teams that are at such a lower level that they should, it's good that South is good enough to dominate those teams, but now they have to play way above that level.
Right.
And that's always going to be an adjustment. But it gives them a little bit of confidence as they go into this game because they are decidedly the underdog, yet they've dominated teams, but those teams are so down at the bottom that they're the have-nots.
Right.
South is somewhere in the middle, but they'd like to move up that ranking a little bit. And we'll see how they perform today against a solid, New England regional power in Bishop Guertin is what I can consider them.
Really, they have so many scorers on that field at one time. They're really difficult to stop, and there's no question that they are the favorites in today's game. The girls in green we're talking about, the Bishop Guertin girls lacrosse team. And the question is, how long can South stay with BG, and could they pull off the upset?
Well, they've got some players. They've got Kylie Daw, they've got Olivia Johnson, they've got Ariana Murray, on defense. They've got, South's got a good group of players. Maya Rio's on this team. A lot of familiar names from other sports. They got athletes. So, it's all going to come to what we see at the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
Possession, the draw control.
Yeah, the draw control.
That's going to be the difference in this game.
Yeah.
And you're right, BG has so many people who can score, but this South team, John, they've scored 15, 14, 17. So they're used to scoring a lot of goals. So this is going to be, I'm really looking forward to seeing exactly how far they've come with this ultimate test against Bishop Guertin. And they played them twice this week. South cannot lose in a way. You know why? Because by playing Guertin twice, they can only get better. And that's how I look at it.
That's Tom King. I'm John Collins. Our cameraman today, Tim O'Neill. And so, as Tom set up there, the pressure falling on the shoulders of South's designated face-off person, and that's going to be Ella Benzekri, the freshman midfielder, drawing duty against the experienced Catherine Campbell, the junior, number 3 in green, and Campbell promptly wins the opening draw. So BG on offense right away. Campbell has it stripped from her, though, and it's a nice play by Caitlin West, who came up from behind and kind of snuck up on Campbell and took the ball away. And now, so even though they lost the draw, it's really South with the first best chance to score in the opening minute. 25-minute halves in New Hampshire high school girls lacrosse. And here goes South attempting a shot. And there's a foul, a body check in close to the goal. So the young lady that took that draw, Ella Benzekri, has a great chance to just launch one here, head face-to-face with the goalies, and she scores! Ella Benzekri on the board first for the Nashua High South Purple Panthers. They lead 1-0. And a key assist in that goal occurred earlier. The steal by Caitlin West, taking the ball away from Catherine Campbell shortly after she won the opening draw for BG. Catherine only got about 10 yards downfield toward the South goalie before it was stripped away from behind by Caitlin West, and then ends up in the stick of Ella Benzekri, and she scores on the resume after the foul in tight. So 1-0, South leads it 40 seconds into the game. Catherine Campbell promptly wins her second draw in a row, and now BG starts dishing it. Goes back to Ramalho Delaney, goes up ahead. That's number 12, Amelia Piercy. And, of course, they want to get the ball into the possession of one of their most dangerous players, Riley Bovier, number 1. She gets it, she shoots it, and she scores. Just that quickly. Say her name, and she rises to the occasion to lock it up at 1 goal apiece. Riley Bovier with the get and shoot, and probably about 6 yards out in front of the net. Nicely placed past the South goaltender. So it is 1-1. Teams trading scores in the opening 2 minutes. Of course, South would like to trade scores through the entire game if they could. As Tom said, if you were ranking girls lacrosse teams regionally, BG would be right up there with the top teams in New England, we think. South has been putting up some impressive scores. They have been beating teams that you might expect them to beat, but by larger scores than usual. Now here are the BG Cardinals again on the attack, winning their 3rd in a row, and that was lightning from Riley Bovier. She barely touched it, and she got rid of it from just a step in front of the goaltender. Nothing that South's netminder could do there, as Riley gets her 2nd goal of today's game. That one coming only about 10 seconds after the first. It said 23:49 on the clock when BG scored their previous goal. Now it says 23:39. 10 seconds between goals. Of course, South doesn't want any more of that. And again, the pressure on Ella Benzekri. Catherine Campbell's won 3 out of 3 draws so far at midfield. South's goal coming off of a steal from Campbell. She's got a technique that apparently works. The junior versus the freshman here. BG in green and South in their home white uniforms. The draw. Campbell able to bobble and capture. Great technique that she has. 4 for 4 on the opening draw. You can see why she is the designated face-off taker. Madison Keating puts it behind the goal. That was Natalie Kotu out in front, back to Kotu behind the goal. She's closest to it as it goes out. She'll pick up one of those spare balls over there. I don't think the South player realizes that they don't need another one. And now she gets back in her defensive position. Madison Keating, number 10, cruising off a pick in the middle. Throws it in the goal. Madison Keating maneuvering through traffic, keeping that stick high and able to maintain possession for a point-blank shot from just 5 yards away. And it is quickly a 3-1 lead for BG. They trail just for a moment in the opening minute, 1-0. As Catherine Campbell comes to the sideline to get some quick coaching advice before she sprints out to the center circle again to duel against Ella Benzekri, who's trying to end the streak of Catherine Campbell, which is right now at 4 for 4. Up in the air, Campbell again using that height, captures it quickly downfield. Maddie Keating, it is a formula for BG how they set up to score. And of course they have Riley Bovier lurking in front, looking for a hat trick in the first 5 minutes. Instead, the ball goes back and in the goal. That was scored by Lindsay Halt, charging in, similar to what her teammate did just moments ago. And we have a fourth goal of the game for BG, just under 3 minutes, or just over 2 minutes gone in the game. So a loud and voluminous answer to South's opening goal by BG as they score quickly 4 times. A punishing answer to South's 1-0 and shortly lived lead. 22:43 remaining. Timeout for Nashua South. They're trying to figure out how they can perhaps stem the tide of BG faceoff draws. First of all, the reset on the faceoff draw in the middle, I don't know if it's possible, but you have seen the technique of Catherine Campbell, which is to wrestle the ball up into the air, kind of like an NBA tap, and then just reach up and get it first. I don't know if there's any way that a secondary player for South could come in and assist on when the ball's up in the air. Probably don't have enough time to get there to interfere with that recapture technique that Catherine Campbell uses. Of course, I'm sure Ella Benzekri's looking to win a clean draw and not allow her to do that, but has been unsuccessful so far, as Campbell's won all 5 draws, and the only goal for South is when they stole the ball away shortly after she came away with it. Now you see Ella Benzekri is talking with Teresa Prunier, who might be making a beeline for the center dot as soon as the whistle blows. Let's see for the resume. It's a possible strategy. Of course, she's being guarded pretty closely by Amelia Piercy. Caitlin West is the number 11 rather for South. And the ball goes the other way, and it's BG that scoops it up off the turf. Nice play by Riley Bovier, but her pass was errant as she was trying to hit Soleil Dubois. Instead, South comes downfield with it, and the steal by Bovier. Great hand-eye coordination that she has with that lacrosse stick. Number 1 in green for BG, and now things turn the other way. Running free in open space for BG was Frida Teresa. Goal in front, an easy put in. Madison Keating right out in front. No real difficulty there as she was unmarked just about 5 yards in front of the South netminder. 5-1. South trailing now by 4 suddenly. It's all about the quality of the opponent in lacrosse, and right now BG is exhibiting their dominance in the sport here over South. I don't know if South can recapture some of the confidence they might have come into this game with, having been undefeated to this point. Certainly they need a run of goals at some time if they're going to stay with BG, their high-powered offense. And that ball squirts free from the circle, and official says he wants a redo. So that's what we'll get. Campbell versus Benzekri. The all-important draw at midfield. 3 minutes into the game, 5-1, BG leads. And they win another opening draw as the ball pops into the air, and it was Amelia Piercy first to the spot. Loose ball in front, Keating looking for the slam dunk, and a goal. It was scored by, in tight, Natalie Coutu, who was standing right at the left post. It was hard to see that it went in at one point, but apparently she found the netting inside the frame. However, briefly, ball might have come back out, but it still counts. Goal number 6 for the Cardinals, who are wasting no time after winning these draws at midfield and going straight down to pay turf right in front of the goaltender and putting it home. So the goals are just piling up now for BG. They trailed in this game in the first minute, 1-0, and then erupted for 6 straight. And Campbell continues to win draws at midfield. Riley Bouvier on a dead sprint throws it down to Coutu behind the goal, and she feeds it across to Stephanie Reap, number 15. Reap circling in front, backing away, could have shot it there. She gives it up. Far post, shot, goal. And that was Natalie Coutu, had circled all the way around to the opposite post and got free, got her stick up in a receiving position, a catch and shoot, and it's goal number 7 for the Cardinals. Natalie Coutu with her second. Scored from the near post and then from the far post area. And if you're the South coaching staff, you're thinking of the 2 words, just too easy. But what do you do to stop it? These BG girls came to play. They did not take their opponent lightly, clearly going all out here in the first 5 minutes of play. We are only about 4 minutes in, and it is a 7-1 advantage for the Cardinals. That ball was loose for a while, and Catherine Campbell ends up winning a delayed face-off victory there as the ball was bounding in BG territory, but now they're on the offense just the same. Riley Bouvier with it, slings it behind the goal. Natalie Coutu manning her corner rear position. Swings it around. Maddie Keating hands it off. Number 18 for BG is Tegan McInnes out there. Ball in front, maneuvering, double teamed, having to back away. Lindsay Helt wanted to shoot it. Bouvier finding a shooting lane, misses far post up high to the outside. Natalie Coutu was right there to claim possession, closest to where it went out of bounds. So BG keeping the pressure on with just under 5 minutes played in the opening half. A 7-1 Cardinals lead. Lindsay Helt, spin move, shot, missed to the left. Coutu actually fielded it on a hop in the rear corner. Nicely done. Maddie Keating to Bouvier. Everybody seemed to take a breath there as the pace slows a bit, and the ball goes around everybody on BG's offense, touching it with this perimeter passing, which continues. Bouvier now going back the other way. Keating feeds Coutu, looking for the cutting Maddie Keating. Bouvier making a move now, circling. Coutu's going to back away. Good defense by South, making it difficult for BG to find a passing lane, but you have a feeling they will. Double team Halt, got body checked, and they're going to have a resume right there in a very advantageous position for Lindsay Halt, number 17, in the center of the yellow arc there. You see her with possession, ready to launch on the resume. There's the, we're going to have to shuffle around. Face to face with the South goaltender, trying to make it 8-1, and might have been a save there. Rebounding off of the South goaltender, Audrey Mullaney, number 53, with the save of the game so far. But BG right back with it. Loose ball on the ground. South had it just for a moment and lost it. Unfortunate there. They really needed to make a play to relieve this pressure. Bouvier circling. Underhand dish. Halt moves, scores. Lindsay Halt looking like Brad Marchand in front of the ice hockey goal there with the nice nifty move to the left and shifted her weight to the right and just slung it past besieged goaltender Audrey Mullaney. It is an 8-1 Bishop Guertin lead as they are putting on an absolute display of explosive offense here in the opening half at Stellos on a Tuesday, April 27 of 2021. Unfortunate. We thought we might see a closer game, but it has come down to this unbelievable streak of face-off wins by Catherine Campbell. She's got it right now, number 3, jogs it down deep into South territory. Riley Bouvier might have taken a body check there at the far post, so they'll resume. Nice feed, Keating with the put in. Finding her teammate from distance. Riley Bouvier with a nice assist to Maddie Keating, who showed off her shooting accuracy again. That's the favored technique of Madison Keating. She likes to hold that stick high, receive the ball above her head, and just go 12-6 straight down into the goal past Audrey Mullaney. It is a 9-1 lead for Bishop Guertin right now, and we have only played 6.5 minutes. 9 goals for Bishop Guertin. Ella Ben-Zekri trying to come up with something to win a draw here against Catherine Campbell. Ball up in the air. Campbell making it look so easy. One-handed reception there. The ball was sky high. Now she'll jog to her right as the ball goes around the perimeter. Keating stopped. Great save by Mullaney. There seemed to be no way that she was going to keep Maddie Keating from getting a hat trick there, and yet a beautiful save. So Bouvier to Madison Keating, near side. I believe that was number 10 that took the shot. May not have been. The only thing that Catherine Campbell hasn't done is score a goal yet. Number 3. Certainly has been an MVP of this game for BG so far, giving them one possession after another. Cardinals trying to capitalize yet again and go double digits. Keating looking for the hat trick. Feeds it in the middle. Another shot from point blank doesn't go. South desperately needing to get the ball back. That was number 18, Tegan McInnes, who had that chance. And Madison Keating to Kutu behind the goal. In front, shot. Another save. This ball's loose in front. Audrey Mullaney with 3 saves in a row. The South defense survives a BG possession, and they will actually have a chance to run this ball down the field. Hopefully they have somebody that can take it forward. Audrey Mullaney deciding who to pass to. Will dish it to Vanessa Reeder. Vanessa sprinting near sideline. She's got a one player to beat. Drops it and escorting it out of bounds, Madison Keating. That's Lacrosse IQ right there. Not trying to do too much. She realized that it was out of bounds off of South and just took possession at the sideline. BG back on the attack. Unfortunate missed opportunity there for South to get something going and just get the ball across midfield, really. Bouvier slips out of her grasp. It's a foot race for the loose ball. Riley wins it up against Caitlin West. Riley Bouvier fakes left, goes right, creates a shooting lane underneath, and somehow it didn't go. Might have been off the crossbar. Tricky shot there from Riley Bouvier, kind of underhand, backhand scoop shot that might have hit the bar. It rebounded certainly a long way. BG keeping the pressure on. Under 16 minutes to go in the first half. That means we've played 9 minutes, and it's a 9-1 lead. In tight, shot goal, up high, and it was again Natalie Kutu circling around to the opposite post. Natalie's got 3 goals in this game. 3 of the now 10 that BG has tallied. They're up 10-1. Beautiful day for the fans of the student athletes that came out to Stellos today. Hardly a cloud in the sky, and a lot milder and less windy than yesterday when we did a baseball game at Holman Stadium. Game that Bishop Guertin won handily. Face off at midfield. Let's see if there's a different player taking the draw for BG. There is. It's Riley Bouvier who had a chance, and immediately South capitalizes. They win the draw. Sprinting downfield, Olivia Johnson runs into a double team literally and circles behind the goal. Olivia Johnson had a chance to shoot it. Thought she didn't have a clean look and circles, looking for a teammate to pass to. South scored the first goal in this game. They were ahead 1-0 briefly in the opening minute, thanks to a Caitlin West steal off of BG Catherine Campbell face-off win, and fed it ahead to Ella Ben-Zekri, who scored. Ella trying to come up with her second goal, scooping up the loose ball. Not easy to do. Has it. Loses it again. It's still loose. And Olivia Johnson scores. Heads up play, Olivia Johnson, number 1 for South. Not an easy play, and all that traffic to pick up the loose ball. Find a lane for her stick and slams it home. Second goal of the game for South, and definitely the star of that possession was Olivia Johnson. She gained the ground, got the ball in close to the goal, and picked up the loose ball and converted. So it's a 10-2 score now here at Stellos. Just under 15 minutes to go in the half, 10 minutes gone. And another opening draw that Catherine Campbell will not take. Riley Bouvier getting, no, actually another player is doing it. It's going to be Lindsay Hult this time getting a turn. So Catherine Campbell with a streak of face-off wins, Tom.
Yep.
The difference in the game, really.
Oh, really? No, the face-off wins, I mean, the draw controls, we said, that's going to be the difference in the game. But you can tell, John, that South has a problem with the speed of Guertin's attack. Once they got down into the attacking area, the speed with which they maneuver and move around, cut to the goal, South had an incredible time having to handle that early on. So, and that was that's quite an adjustment. They hadn't, there were constant cries from Kiki McIntyre to watch out for the cutter. It's easy to say watch out for it, but with the speed that Guertin does that, with the precision of the passing, with everything else, it's a whole different deal.
Yeah, deadly.
Something that they're just not used to seeing right now.
Meanwhile, some heroic efforts on the part of a few individual South players here, namely Ella Ben-Zekri and Solil Dubois. They were able to move the ball rapidly downfield through a lot of traffic and difficulty, but the loose ball picked up by BG, and they are back on the attack the other way. Corralled at about 10 yards out.
I mean, some of those goals were scored so quick.
Oh, Riley Bouvier had one that she just had in her stick for a millisecond. Goal!
Right, there's another one.
Accurate shooting, I believe that was number 12, Amelia Piercy, getting on the score sheet. So definitely a coach's decision after his team got up by 10-1 to take Catherine Campbell off of her face-off duty, where she was perfect on the day. She did have one draw, the opening draw stolen by Caitlin West that turned into a South goal and a brief 1-0 lead, but she was perfect on the draws before Coach started to give other players a
you have to
turn at it.
You have to in this case. I mean, what do you want the final to be? 30-4? I mean, that's
right.
And nobody benefits from that. So it's great that they're playing a few more players that they normally don't play. They'll see each other again on Thursday, and they'll see how that goes. It's not easy for either team. But this is a good, kind of adjustment for South, and look at how they're doing it right now. They're taking advantage of what they've got.
Olivia Johnson, nice sprinter. She's able to take the ball, but she puts the brakes on, maybe gassed a little bit from her previous run.
Yeah, the thing that South can take is they've had two possessions, and both of them turn into goals.
Caitlin West feeds it, maneuvering Isabella Walsh, backs it away. She ran into the defense of Madeline Hartsock.
And they're the first team to have BG trail in a game, right? That's the first time they trailed all year long.
Yeah. However brief it was an accomplishment for South. Olivia Johnson.
And this could be one, too.
In front, all kinds of contact, and she goes down hard.
Yes, she does.
It should be a resume right there, a few
As Al Davis would say, the attacker has to go down, and she's got to go down hard.
The former head guy of the Oakland Raiders you're talking about?
Late Al Davis.
Late
yeah.
Al Davis.
It
Just in
always-
case all you young
It was
fans out
always
there
it was
don't know.
always the line was the quarterback, but he's got a Brooklyn New York
Yeah, he
accent.
did.
The quarterback
Strong one.
must go down, and the quarterback must go down hard.
That's great. Tom, heard that in person, I'm sure, once or twice. Did you?
I sat near Al Davis in a press box, and I wrote a whole column about it. He was just pounding the table with every mistake the Raiders made. It was a riot. It really was.
So BG able to regain possession in their defensive end. And they're... Is it Tana O'Neal Blake in goal, Tom?
Don't know, John.
Yeah.
It's 60. It's south is 63.
Up top it comes now. Top of the key, if you want to make it in basketball terms, and around the perimeter it goes. BG's had a few possessions like this where they've given everybody a touch. And there's something, well, some violation occurred against the Cardinals.
Yes, and South will have possession. They can take him any way they can get him with 11:23 to go.
I believe it was away from the ball. The ball was being cradled over there innocently enough by Stephanie Reap, number 15. Pretty sure she didn't do anything. Down come the Panthers. Good strong run, far hash mark, getting within 10 yards of the goal before the dish and the loose ball. And it's BG who are right on the spot. Frida Teresa scoops it up. Nice defensive play.
Yeah, Frida Teresa made a nice run earlier in this game, running straight down the field, leading to a goal.
And an opportunity for another one here,
She's
briefly
a player we
interrupted
haven't
by body contact.
But she's a player we haven't seen too much of in the one or two Guertin games we've done. So here come the Cardinals.
Riley Bouvier, the dangerous one, with it.
A little bit of a scoring.
Oh, now she has it. Actually, that was number 7 that had the ball briefly. Lauren Redfern.
They haven't scored in almost 5 minutes. As the
South had some possessions off of face-off wins.
Game has slowed down a little bit.
Bouvier can just shoot this. And she zings one over the bar.
Yeah.
But BG will retain possession. I don't really like that rule where you're closest to where it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, I think if it's out of bounds, you shoot it out of bounds. It should be the other team's ball.
Yeah,
don't you?
there's so many sports where you're out of
right.
you,
You're out of bounds. You knock it out of bounds.
You
It's
don't
not.
get to
You're
keep
right. Yeah, you don't get to keep it. I know. Another restart and a free possession. Let's see.
And another stop. Well, Audrey Mullaney has had a few.
She's played well. She's gotten, I mean, the shots have come fast and furious for her that she had no chance on, but in the last 5 minutes, I think she's gotten 4 saves.
Yeah, she stands tall in the face of the relentless attack, and she's making her share of saves.
And of course, she also got her best friend to help her out, the post, the crossbar.
Yeah, was that a scoop shot by Riley Bouvier?
I don't know who took it, but it was a crossbar.
It was then. Yeah, it happened so fast.
Yeah, I was right there. It rang right off the bar.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that's what happened.
Yeah, it went right back to BG.
Right, it did. They got the bounce on top of it. In tight.
Yeah, look at this penetration.
And another bounce off the bar, I believe.
Man.
That looked like it went off the high
it does,
corner.
And South gets the ball back.
On a sprint, Caitlin West trying to come out of her own zone, but gets stick checked from behind. Ball gets pried loose.
Can't have those turnovers.
Now trying to run through traffic.
She still got it. That's good for South.
Kylie Daw.
And a whistle blows and a
slash on the hand.
Slash on Guertin, yep.
So Kylie looking for a teammate to pass to. Unfortunately, gives it to somebody who's closely marked.
Hey, John, you know something? It's hot out here.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
I'm dying.
The sun's beating down on you, right?
I got to take this.
I'm getting the greenhouse effect here inside the glass.
I got to take this sweat jacket off.
Yep.
This is making me sweat.
It's doing its job.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. So we are 8 minutes away from halftime. BG was on a goal-a-minute pace there for a while, but that has slowed with some South possession time, including right now. Caitlin West makes a move to the inside. Riley Bouvier knocks the ball loose. Caitlin tries to pick it back up again. Whistle, and we have violation against BG. Caitlin West with it. Feeds it to her left. That's Kylie Daw. In the middle to Vanessa Reeder. Vanessa.
Good experience for South to try to maneuver the ball and get a goal here. With 7:24 left to play in the half.
Kylie Daw circling to her left around a few BG players. Shifts ball on the turf, and they call it contact against BG.
Yeah, anytime there's a whistle, usually it's going to be against a defensive team.
And this might give Kylie a clean look.
I think it will. Yep, she does. She's got a clean look here.
From an angle, but a chance for South to score their third goal, down 11-2. Shot. Save.
Oh, right there. Good basket save. Got to go a little wide, a little high.
Nicely done on the save for BG.
She didn't have that angle. The goaltender did a good job of cutting off that angle.
Yeah, she squared right up.
Yeah.
And there wasn't really a lot to shoot at.
No, exactly.
What I could see.
Like I said, she cut down that angle from that side. You've got to try the wide side if you can get it that way, or bounce it. Do
right.
Go low.
Up top it goes to Lindsay Hult.
Yeah, this is the usual square play.
Far
They
side.
have the four corner setup.
21 is Tana O'Neill Blake.
There's a break in right
in front
there.
Goal.
Great break in and awareness of where you are on the field.
That's Catherine Campbell, and she's got some height on people and great dexterity with that stick. We've seen it in every draw today that she took, kind of throwing the ball up to herself like an NBA tap. And there was nobody that was going to stop her once she got right in front of the goaltender.
Nope, got that penetration.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, there was one possession in this half where, after a flurry of quick Guertin goals, the Cardinals had to take about 3 minutes off the clock with a possession, 3.5 minutes. And they scored. But as Kiki McIntyre said, she yelled to her team, "I'll take that." Because they made Guertin work for the goal, And that's what she wants them to do, work for the goal.
Yeah.
Make them work for their goal.
Yeah, as I said earlier, the words are probably bothering the South coaching staff was too easy during that flurry.
Exactly.
And so that's why Katie McIntyre says, "I'll take that."
That's why Kiki McIntyre called timeout.
Right.
After like 3 minutes in, and Guertin had already had, let's see, it was 5-1 with 22:06 left to play. They called timeout just before that with 22:43 and a 4-1 game.
Yeah.
4 quick goals. It was just too easy.
Yeah, it was. A punishing answer to South's 1-0 lead in the opening minute.
I like that breeze. This is one day where I don't mind the breeze.
Yeah.
Of course, we will be back here tonight, 7 o'clock, for the boys matchup, which we might see a lot of the same.
How come it's not at 5 o'clock?
I'll tell you why in a second, okay? I will tell you why in a second.
Catherine Campbell cuts to the inside. Long strides, gaining all kinds of ground. Riley Bouvier out in front.
First of all, Tim O'Neill is thrilled that it's not at 5 o'clock. This is a sun angle.
All right.
Okay, hold on now. The next stoppage in play, I'll let you know.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
I'm sure you are.
Let me get there, actually. All right, now I am.
Okay, we'll wait and see what happens here.
Natalie Kutu up top.
If you don't tick me off, then I'll be able to tell you.
Do it for the fans, Tom.
Don't make any
Even
more
if I tick you.
just no more Colton Fisk comparisons.
Oh,
all right?
goal!
No. Did not see who that was.
Oh, boy, I think it was Catherine Campbell, and I'm just so tempted to make that comparison right now.
Yeah, I'm sure you
I
are.
really am. That was Bouvier, I believe. Was it 1? 11. Oh, thank you, Tim. Number 11, Teresa Prunier with the goal.
The reason it's at 7 is because by city rule, you need 2 hours to basically clean out the stadium, clean the stands, and then have everybody come back in for the next game. They have to have 2 hours in between. They have to have 2 hours in between games, I believe.
I see.
Yep.
New rules.
No, well, this year. That was the rule all fall, too.
Yeah.
We had to do that in the fall. Remember, we had some games early in the afternoon, and we had to come back in the evening.
Yeah.
But at least we got the best day and night for it, because after this, it's not going to be, it won't be as bad as it was last Thursday, but it's not going to be great weather. The weather here, the forecast a week ago for this week was in the 80s. Today's about as close as we're going to get. It's all changed. Oh, in deep again.
Another goal.
Yep. Oh, man.
I believe that was number 1, Tim, right? Bouvier? Yeah, they're congratulating
Riley.
her,
Yep.
Riley, what is at least her 3rd goal, if
Yep.
not 4th. And it is a 14-2 lead for Bishop Guertin. Who's going to comment that
And I believe
guess
that
who's back in the face-off circle.
I believe the second half will be completely running time. I'm not sure, but I believe that's
Probably
the
right.
case.
Yeah, Catherine Campbell is back taking draws. She just won that previous one.
Is it running time now? No, it's not. Yes, it is. You're right.
Yeah.
It's 3 minutes to go, and
Yep.
they're letting the clock tick down.
Yep.
You're right.
Taking the draw for South is Soleil Dubois, trying her luck against apparently the best in the business, Catherine Campbell. Snatches it away. What's that for? That
Too
whistle?
quick. Somebody a violation somewhere on South, evidently. And
On
Guertin will start from the 50.
Here comes KC and the Sunshine Band. They're up 14-2 today here at Sunsplash Stello Stadium.
I like the fact there's not a lot on the trees yet. You can see through to the
Yeah.
river.
Yeah,
It's a nice shot with the sun glistening off the river.
it certainly is. It's
Yeah.
almost blinding over there.
If you look that way,
If you
yeah.
look at it.
We'll be looking to our right, I think, a lot in the second half. In a quick second half. It will probably take about 25 minutes and that's it.
Yeah,
Full.
2 minutes of running time left in this one as
Yeah.
BG circles. Triple team there, whistle after contact, but it's against the Panthers apparently. Officials are officiating as they would if it was a 0-0 game, as you would expect.
And it will be a free start from the 10-yard line.
For Ariana Kuchalakos.
Yeah.
Ariana charges forward, shoots, scores.
Scores, wow.
15-2. Well, Tom set it up at the beginning of the game. South had a nice run, undefeated to this point, against opponents that you would expect them to beat, although what did get our attention is that the scores
We're despair. I mean, they were like this one.
right.
You know?
Yeah, so that would lead you to think, oh, this is not your ordinary South girls lacrosse team, but it's also not your ordinary BG girls lacrosse team we've seen to this point in the season. They are
Ordinary for them is very, very good, and this one is excellent.
dare you say great?
Excellent.
Excellent, yep. Led by Catherine Campbell, she's good on loose balls as well as face-offs up
There'll
in
be a
the
lot
air.
of names on this Guertin team that we won't see again after the season's over. Holt. Holt comes to mind right away.
Right, senior.
Yeah, definitely. 9 seniors committed to play in college next year.
Frida Teresa is one.
Yep.
Tana O'Neill Blake, Tegan McGinnis, Amelia Piercy. Maddie Keating is a senior.
Yeah, Keating's going to be a big name with Holt. The other, but back will
But
be
they
Bouvier.
have Campbell and Bouvier.
Yeah, exactly. They're coming back, so
Yeah.
it's they'll be, and they're committed. They're all set for their college plans. So
Yeah. South gained some ground there with 10 seconds to go, but
and that'll do it.
it's over. The first half is over.
First half is over. I can take this jacket off and the headset as well.
We'll take a halftime break here and be back in 10 minutes with more action. It's Bishop Guertin versus South at Stello Stadium. Girls Lacrosse BG taking a 15-2 lead into the half. Stay with us, everybody, on Nashua ETV.
Jambo, kwa majina naitwa Nelika Shovu. Nataka kuwasihi ya kwamba mje kila mtu mpate chanjo. Chanjo imetafutiwa sana, ina usalama. Mi mwenyewe nimepata chanjo, familia yangu iko salama. Na pia wewe waweza kuchangia ili kila mtu awe salama. Ukitaka na kama uko tayari kupata chanjo, nipigie simu kwa nambari
Welcome back, everybody, to Stellos Stadium in Nashua as we are at halftime of the high school girls lacrosse game. Nashua South hosting the girls from Bishop Guertin, the high-powered Bishop Guertin girls lacrosse team, which has flexed its muscle here today, leading 15-2 on a very sunny Tuesday afternoon. A battle of unbeatens going in. Well, as Tom King mentioned earlier, if you had to rank the girls lacrosse teams regionally in New England, this BG girls team would probably rank right up there in the top 3 or 5 of the best teams in New England, and they're showing why today at the expense of South, who did lead briefly in the opening minute. They got the first goal of the game, up 1-0, and then a punishing answer from Bishop Guertin, a flurry of goals. At one point, they were up 9-1, 9 minutes in.
Yeah, I think it was 10 straight, wasn't it? 10-1? Yeah, I think
10-1 eventually, yep.
Yeah. So.
And here we are, running time in the second half, and once again, BG picking up where they left off, winning the face-off at midfield with possession. We look to our right, here along the banks of the Nashua River, away from the sun.
Like I said, 8th grade or freshman algebra, and now all of a sudden it's AP calculus.
Yeah.
You know?
As far as the caliber of opponents that South has gone from.
And the style of play in the game and everything else.
To here.
It's just not easy.
In front, the feed, goal.
Oh.
What a put in. That's a new player on the score sheet, I do believe, number 6.
Right, and don't forget, it will be running time. So if you're watching this on a live stream or watching this on ETV, it'll be 24 minutes. You can go by your clock. They will play all the way without stopping it. So that's as much time as will be remaining in the game in terms of TV time.
It feels like that might have been the first varsity goal for that young lady, number 6, and unfortunately, I do not see a 6 on our varsity roster. So maybe it's a JV player.
Yeah, it could be, John. I don't know. I'll have to find out after the game. I'll go down and get the book.
Definitely, the cheers were a bit louder, and there were some hugs afterwards. So 16-2.
But they haven't really increased the roster too much. Look at the sideline's not filled with players. There's another team on the sidelines, but it's not like there's 50. Not like that opening night that we saw when they played Londonderry, if you remember right.
Yeah.
I mean, they were filled. I mean, there was a ton of players on the sideline. They've now divided things up. Can't really have JV teams right now because they're playing each other, I believe, today somewhere.
Oh, okay.
So, whether it's here.
They had some reserves, maybe.
Yeah, and I don't think it's here. So.
Ella Ben-Zekri on a run. Gaining ground right in front, and a save was made. Ball was deflected off to the right. South is first to get it, though, out of the hedges, and retains possession as they try to come up with their 3rd goal of the game. 25-minute halves. We're already 2 minutes in to this one, second half. BG scoring first. South trying to answer on the restart, right in front. Ella Ben-Zekri shoots. Save is made. Ball bounced to the right. Another attempt. That was Olivia Johnson going for her 2nd goal.
The rebounds are coming into South, though, because they've retained possession on every time. It hasn't been a clean catch.
Emma Hayhurst passes it.
Well, I could dive into that river right now.
Oh, actually, sorry, Isabella Walsh is number 2 for South.
I could dive into that river right now, I can tell you that.
That's probably pretty cold still.
Yeah, it probably is.
Only a few days removed from some wintry weather here at Stellos.
Ah, good Lord.
Ella Ben-Zekri playing point. Hands it to Caitlin West, and she continues it on to Olivia Johnson. Back to Caitlin West. BG content to leave South out there. Taking their time. Kylie Daw fakes right, goes left. Closely marked, gets it in tight. And a save is made cleanly.
You've got to score. If you're South and you get that kind of shot, you've got to take advantage of it. We talked about accuracy, John, in the opening game for Guertin. South's got to try to develop that same kind of accuracy with their players.
Agreed. I think that's McKenna Ricci in goal for BG.
Well, she's the number 1 goalie. She's their starter. So.
Yeah, and has played fine goal. I think she's saved more than she's let in now at this point. Only 2 goals allowed to South. And at least 4 or 5 saves that I can remember.
I mean, South's had their possessions.
Trading possession here. A few BG players faking the shot, not taking it. Interestingly,
And look at the, this is, no whistle.
Ariana
we do get a
Kuchalakos
whistle,
hitting the turf. Yep.
And that's where BG has also had an advantage, John. They picked up the ground balls a little bit better because there have been a few loose ones.
Yes, there have, including off of some of those face-off draws that Catherine Campbell ends up getting credit for winning. Ariana Kuchalakos face-to-face with goaltender Audrey Mullaney on the restart here with just over 20 minutes. She'll pass it. Spin move and
nice
goal.
Move. Nice move.
Fancy. Lauren Redfern.
Yeah, no kidding, huh? Exactly. There you go.
The tricky part about that is locating the goal once you do the spinorama, and she was perfectly accurate up in the top quadrant.
Yep.
Finds the netting, and it is a 17-2 advantage for BG. Curious who they next play. Oh, you said they next play South again.
Yeah, 2 days.
Yep.
Thursday.
So sure South is thrilled. But, maybe they can find a few things on the videotape, including right here in this draw.
Well, the theme this season, John, is you get to play.
Yeah.
That's the theme. I was talking to Brian O'Reilly last week, and he was saying there's a committee meeting to see if they can establish a little bit better feel for how they do the tournament, try to get the right matchups so that the proper teams are have a chance to play in the finals. It's not complete mismatch and things like that. Things like that, because there's really Pinkerton, Exeter, and Guertin, and that's it.
In tight, nope.
In terms of the boys, but as Brian O'Reilly said it. He said, you know what? Then people may complain about this or that. He says, but right now it's all about getting to play. Because don't forget, Pinkerton Academy had an entire fall season. 2 weeks into October, 3 weeks into October, shut down. Every sport. There's a goal. Wow, what a shot.
Number 10 for Bishop Guertin draws some oohs and ahs from the crowd and from us. Maddie Keating.
What a shot.
Behind the head and in. Yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. She probably practiced that at home in the backyard. She's like, well, this is the time to try it, up 17-2.
Evidently.
And now it's 18-2 because it was deadly, actually, from in tight, looking toward this sideline and tossing it with some velo into the net.
Right.
2 behind her head, and draw some appreciation from the crowd for that. Maddie Keating, one of the seniors Tom mentioned, that will not be on the team next year, but we do expect them to continue to be strong. Yeah, Brian Rowley keeping the perspective.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, like I said, this is a school that had but the second half of their fall season, including tournaments and everything else, and that included football, all shut down.
Yeah, imagine no football at Pinkerton.
Well, I mean, they played, a couple of games, but then all of a sudden the plug got pulled.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about senior football players being disappointed. You can only imagine.
You got to believe it, especially after everybody else was able to play.
Yeah, opportunity maybe to win a state championship. They had a good team.
They had a good team. It would have been a good seeing how things would have gone when they played North here. And they will play the next year. That their conference is going to play the Nashua conference. So,
okay.
So we will see Pinkerton here.
That'll be some game.
Yeah. Brian asked me, "You going to be back in the fall?" I said, "I hope so."
Yeah.
So plan on it.
Behind the net it goes. 16 minutes, 35 seconds left to go in running time here, second half. BG enjoying an 18-2 advantage.
I mean, just think, this whole stadium was just completely empty all last spring. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Progress.
Yep. Yeah, there's a nice interception by the Panthers.
Yeah,
Good job.
Of course, they would like to have had more of those, but that's Bailey Carroll with the clean
Bailey
steal.
Carroll reached high with her stick and got a good catch. Gets it back to her goaltender, and now the play and the breakout starts. And Guertin will not pressure them. They'll allow them to break out. 16:03 left to play in the game. It's 18-2 in favor of Guertin.
No full court press here, so to speak. Audrey Mullaney trying to decide who to toss this thing to. It is a decision.
What's she waiting for? I don't understand that.
Time is rolling. I think she's just enjoying not being shot at by the BG offense right now. Just enjoying it while it lasts.
She's taking a full minute off the clock. You know that? It was almost a full minute. It was 16:02 when she got the ball. It's now 15:24. There we go. And of course, now BG converges. And
yeah, I don't know.
Now she's got it again.
I don't know if Audrey thought that was an advantage to bring them out of their defensive fallback, but
well,
I don't feel like it was.
She was trying to anticipate where they would go defensively.
Okay,
you know?
yeah.
And look at this. Now they ran themselves into a corner, but they get a call, and now they'll be able to get a little bit more breathing room, and now it goes back.
Right.
And Audrey touches
all
it
the way
again.
back. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I like your strategy. You find the player that can gain you some ground and just run it out of there, but it's
Find
easier
a
said
player,
than done, I guess.
go to the...
Olivia Johnson was that player. She's number one in the middle there.
Yeah, I'd say don't go to the middle. I'd say go to the wide side and have her run straight down the field.
Yeah, I like that.
You know?
Maybe only have one or two players to beat that way.
Yeah, exactly. They do go not wide side, but see they drop it, but now they're...
Bailey
Guertin
Carroll.
backs off, and there's the second
pass.
Yep.
So Leal Dubois has sprinted before with it, but she elected to pass it in traffic.
Oh, nice ground ball pickup. That was a really good pickup.
Caitlin West with a nice pickup.
In a crowd. That was a great pickup.
Tried a difficult forward pass there and getting in the passing lane. Emma Hayhurst for BG with a nice steal. And the Cardinals back on the attack with now 14 minutes remaining in the contest. EG threatening to put a 20 spot up on the board in this game.
Oh,
2 goals away.
You're right, though. We cannot do a close game, can we?
No.
Wow, boy.
Sure, there will be that game that pays us back for our suffering.
You know what I think the best game of the spring is going to be?
Yes.
I think it's going to be North-South girls lacrosse.
Ooh, that sounds good.
I think that's going to be the best, closest game. North has won a lot of their games the same way. I think it's going to be a great game.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good one. I don't think the boys' game will be as close.
BG circling.
North is in full rebuild mode with the boys, as they have been for the last couple of years, and even before the season pause.
Caitlin West with a really nice step up and
takeaway.
takeaway.
This is what you want, the wide open spaces of Stello Stadium. You want South to be able to enjoy that a little bit.
Ella Ben-Zekri going to score a touchdown here, but she gets stopped by
But I like the
Riki
idea.
again.
I like the idea,
Loose.
though, you know.
Riki tried to come out of it.
And they do. Let's see. Whistle. Well, who's going to get it? It's going to go. I think she pointed.
I think South should keep that, right?
Let's see.
No,
she pointed the other way.
I thought maybe the goaltender had thrown a body check there, but the official saw it differently. And BG ball quickly down the field, covering about 90 yards in 5 seconds, it felt like, with those passes. And setting up shop again around Audrey Mullaney.
In a normal year, they would probably only play each other once.
Right.
But
instead of back-to-back this week.
Back-to-back with the scheduling.
In front, shot. I believe Audrey Mullaney got a piece of that.
I think she did get a piece of that.
Of course, BG.
I got her with 9 saves so far, John. She's had a good afternoon.
Lauren Redfern had it, number 7. She dishes it.
Nope, not a shot, nope. It's the one thing Guertin is good at doing. If they don't feel they have the shot, they don't take it. Oh, they had that one. They took it.
And taking the shot, going low to full effect. Tana O'Neill Blake, number 21 on the goal. Number 19 on the game for Bishop Guertin. They lead 19-2 with just over 11 minutes of running time remaining. First game of a girls and boys lacrosse doubleheader, a twilight doubleheader as the boys will start at 7 o'clock tonight under the lights, we assume, here at Stellos.
Akin to the day-night doubleheaders of baseball that don't exist anymore because of the silly 7-inning rule. How do you like that, John?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't like it either. There's two things I don't like. I don't like the 7-inning rule, and I hate the second base.
You don't like that?
No, I don't.
I kind of like it.
No,
I
I
have
don't.
to say. I
just feel it's not baseball.
Artificial?
I don't like it when they do it in the Futures League. You know, with the home run derby. I mean, the home run derby is exciting. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take that one. That's not bad. But I don't like it in Major League Baseball. I just don't.
Saw the Reds beat the Dodgers in 10 innings last night, and to your point, the Reds kind of got robbed of a real heroic leadoff home run. They went up by 2 runs, but if it was a tie game, like in the old rules, leadoff home run would have been enough to win right there. You go up by 1 run into the bottom of the 9th. Running wide, Olivia Johnson showing off that good speed. Frida Teresa shielding Olivia from the goal, but a little bit too much contact, say the officials. So Olivia's got a great opportunity here to come up with her second tally on the game. Sprinting forward and scores.
Yeah, about that.
I think she did a tricky shot there, she was spinning, and I think she might have went over her shoulder.
Johnson?
Olivia Johnson with a nice goal for South, and it's a 19-3 game. It looked to me like she might have shot that with her back to the goal.
The old flip, over the shoulder flip.
Yeah, in the middle of a double team
and you're
going
to score on those. You know why? The goalie's not expecting a shot.
Yeah, you could tell.
If you're on target, it's probably going to be a goal. 80%, 90% chance.
McKenna Ricci, I don't believe ever picked it up, and it was billowing the net behind her.
8:55 to play, running time, and it's, as John said, 19-3.
A face-off win for South's number 7, Kylie Daw, who's up against Riley Bouvier. One-on-one there. Near side. Isabella Walsh backs away. Being guarded closely by Catherine Simpson, number 20. Among the fine defensive unit that BG presents to these opponents, these attacking players. Olivia Johnson trying to find a way to maybe pot a hat trick here, but she'll hand it off. Play some catch behind the goal. South now circling. Near side.
Ooh, steal.
Sunil Dubois had it taken away.
Steal.
Cleanly,
and she's got 20 yards to the next person.
Yeah, Riley Bouvier.
It's right down the field.
And goal.
That's just incredible.
So off the steal by Bouvier, she passed it to number 11, Teresa Prunier. And was it number 12 that scored?
Doesn't see, John. I got the sun.
16, thank you. It was another goal for Natalie Kutu. That is 4 for her, as I have it.
And she's a facilitator more than a big scorer.
Yeah. She did an interesting thing a couple times in this game. She usually sets up a rear corner on the left post, and she circled around a couple of times and scored kind of like a surprise attack from the opposite post. That worked a couple of times. Among her 4 goals scored, 20-3. That goal by Natalie Kutu puts BG at the 20-goal level with 7 minutes of running time remaining here at Stellos. And I believe, again, it's Riley Bouvier in green on the draw for BG against Ella Benzekri, who was stymied in the first half by the main face-off taker for BG, Catherine Campbell. But against the less experienced face-off person, Benzekri wins the draw and gets fouled about 11 yards away from the goal. And she will once again come face-to-face with a very talented goaltender.
6:29 left to play.
Ricci stops that one too, I think.
I don't think so. I think it went
it was
over.
just errant pass,
Yep, errant
shot.
Yep.
Olivia Johnson dances to her left, now to her right. Spin move underneath. Missed to the far side.
Tried another fancy shot.
Yeah. Gotta find an opening. Get that ball past McKenna Reiki. Not easy to do. BG with it, moving it smartly down the field. Oh, loose ball. Scooped up by Madeline Mataluski, number 4. Splitting the defense. No, it's like bowling pin. She knocks down Frida Teresa.
2 players knocked down. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Catherine Simpson also bouncing back to her feet.
We'll see a lot of that tonight. We'll see a little bit more of it. I bet South will try to play a very physical game against BG.
Yeah, they sandwiched Madeline Mataluski. She still got it. She stumbles forward and loose ball. They let that contact go.
Guertin's got it, and a nice move to get up the field by the Cardinals. 5:14 to go.
BG burning some calories here. Frida Teresa sprinting forward and shoots and scores.
Right, she was way out beyond the 10-yard line, too.
And obviously a popular teammate, as people are just enthused that Frida is now on the score sheet from her defensive position. She goes the Bobby Orr route, end to end with the score. And receives her due congrats on the goal. 21-3 in favor of Bishop Guertin as more new faces appear on our score sheet. And you could tell her teammates were rooting for Frida to go that route and score. Might be her first of the season, who knows? Lindsay Holt wins the draw that time for BG, and scooping up the loose ball, Amelia Piercy, far side. Lost track of it for a second. It was behind the goal line, far corner.
Cardinals' next real tough game will be at Pinkerton. Of course, that wasn't a tough game the other night here, but it will be at Pinkerton, I believe, the 5th or the 6th of May. May 1 on Saturday, John. How about that? May 1 and the Kentucky Derby on schedule.
Nice.
And you know what else starts on Saturday? Tell you what in a second. Next time we get a stoppage, which you'll never get it.
No.
No.
Badminton.
No. Close. No, not quite.
In front, over the goal.
The Nashua Eagles of the International Soccer Club of Nashua, the semi-pro soccer team, has its home opener. Its first time in Nashua since 2018 at Riviera University, as if it's still on a schedule, at 5 o'clock.
Nashua Eagles.
Yeah.
In front. No, whistle.
Score? Nope.
Well, the BG team is certainly rooting for a score from Delaney, Ramalho Delaney. Goal! And Delaney Ramalho gets on the score sheet. And again, huge cheer from her teammates, indicating that that may be Delaney's first goal of the season. 22-3 with 2:20 remaining. Clock continues to run, even now in between the goals, as it should.
Say the temperature now is about 25 degrees warmer than it was at 9 o'clock this morning.
And also no wind like yesterday, so.
There's a little bit, there's a breeze.
Just a breeze.
Yeah, but it's not the ridiculous wind that we've had. Tired of wind, John.
I know.
You know, it's enough of the wind. Enough. Minute 40 left to play.
Lindsay Holt avoids some stick checks by dishing it to Amelia Piercy. Piercy loses it, though, to South. Sprinting away with it. Kylie Daw, forward pass. Not able to connect, though, with Morgan Uzdanovich. Morgan was in traffic. Frida Teresa passes it to her left. Trying to scoop it up and run with it is Tana O'Neill Blake. In the middle, loose ball, and South comes away with it. The goaltender has it, Audrey Mullaney. Avoids a stick check and backs up past the goal line around her net, using it kind of as a shield and playing some cat and mouse. Nice pass on the wing. Double team. South's trying to get it out of their own end. They can't, though. And,
yep, and we've got only 43 seconds left, so.
Yeah, in the game.
Yep, that'll be the only possession probably now for South. See if they can get it downfield.
Ella Ben-Zekri needs to sprint. She's got 30 seconds to go and some people chasing her.
They'll get an opportunity. They got the ball downfield in good time.
Right. Lindsay Held trying to take it
It's
away
good
from her.
practice for BG. You know,
Yeah.
pretend the game is 0-0 and you got to stop the other team from scoring.
BG certainly hasn't stopped hustling, even up by
No.
20 goals.
No.
22-3. And that'll do it. 10 seconds, 9. Shot goes over the bar from a tough
And
angle.
That will whistle blows. That's going to do it.
Yeah.
All right, John Collins,
All right.
we'll see you in a couple hours.
See you a little later, Tom King. I'm John Collins for our cameraman, Tim O'Neill. Congratulations to the Lady Cardinals, who take this matchup at Stellos by a score of 22-3. And as the sun sets over the Nashua River, we'll get set for boys lacrosse action due up next. Thank you for watching, and good afternoon from Stellos Stadium, everybody.